visit Appalachia, huh? There are some rules that you need to know. For some context, hi, my name's Abby, and I grew up in Appalachia. I was born and raised in Mount Katahdin, which is the end or the beginning of the Appalachian Trail, depending on how you look at it. Then I moved to the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and my family's heritage farm, it's in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, in the middle of Appalachia. So let me tell you some safety rules to keep yourself and your family safe, and explain why these rules are the way they are. So you don't wind up like me and meeting something that you don't want to meet, and playing a fun little game of chicken for your life. Number 1, never, ever be out in the woods from dusk until dawn. I'm talking ever, okay? Lots of things are active then, and you don't want to meet any of them, okay? If you're a hunter, you shouldn't be out before dawn, and you should be back in your truck by dusk. I'm a hunter, I know. Don't whistle or sing in those woods. High-pitched noises travel further than normal speech. You don't want anything in those woods knowing your exact location. Now you can talk at a normal volume to alert other things that, hey, there's a person here. Don't be freaked out. I will have full-on conversations with myself to let, like bears know that, like, hey, there's a person here. Don't freak out. Be aware. Skedaddle on. Don't whistle or sing. Don't do that. It's like wave a little banner that says, hi, come find me. I'm right here. We don't do that, okay? Okay. Another thing we don't do is we don't go off our marked trails. Great safety lesson right there in general. But stay on your trail. Don't wander off. Appalachia has real dense woods and really thick underbrush in some places. Don't wander. Don't meander. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what's watching you. Just don't straggle. Don't be dumb. We're trying to be the last person standing in this horror movie, okay? Final thing. Don't look in the trees, okay? You can look at the trees. Don't look in them. You can look up at the canopy, go bird watching, find the finches, see if you can find the raven that's been screaming at you, warning you to get the frick out of there. Don't look in the trees, man, because you don't know what's going to be looking back at you, especially from like 8 foot down. Don't be looking. Don't do it. Don't do what I did, because you're going to find something looking at you, and it's not going to be fun. If you hear something saying your name, no you didn't. The closer it sounds to you, the further away it is. And the further it sounds from you, the closer it is. So if it sounds like it's further away, it's closer. It's terrifying. It's fast. And it wants you dead. So don't piss it off. Respect the rules. Respect Appalachia. We're cool folk. Been here a long time. Don't die. Don't go missing. And don't trespass on people's property.
Being born and raised in the Appalachian Mountains, I've experienced a lot of unexplainable things. And I'm not the only one. Today I'm going to be sharing a story with you that a follower sent to my email. I moved to Pennsylvania right after turning 15. Before that, I lived on the West Coast, so I had no knowledge of what happened in the Appalachian Mountains. Nothing about those rules like closing your curtains at night or not responding to your name being called when nobody's around. In our house, we had a crawl space on the 2nd floor. I had claimed the bedroom with the door to the crawl space. And once summer started next year, I started hearing scratching coming from inside of the crawl space. I thought it was a squirrel, but my dad couldn't find anything inside. The scratching continued, but I ignored it. At some point, I thought I could hear my name being called from behind the door. Now, my parents were very religious. I was taught that if I heard my name being called, it was the Holy Ghost trying to tell me something or trying to comfort me. I said a silent prayer to myself when I heard my name being called in that house. I think I had really just got lucky and I had moved out of that bedroom and into a different bedroom without the crawl space after my sister had left for college and I got to move into her room. I had another experience in that house soon after I turned 18. I was packing up my bags, getting ready to move away from college, and I had a lot of anxiety because of that. Something that helped me was getting fresh air. It was already nighttime, but I stepped out on the back porch to get some fresh air. The moon was really bright that night and I could see most of the yard very well. It was a large yard, roughly 6 acres, with a creek and a wooded area to one side, a hill and a wooded area on the opposite side of the creek, and behind a small pond in the back of the yard was the road. I knew this area had animals that were out and about, especially late at night, so I took a look around to see if I could spot a fox or a deer. At the road, I could see what looked like 2 glowing eyes attached to some figure. It looked like a deer, but it was staring at me, and the porch light was on, so it was very clearly lit. I thought it was kind of cool until it started getting closer. The yard was massive, and there was a rough 3 to 4 acres of land between the road and the house. This thing was moving fast and moving very intently. It got over the guardrail and was making a straight line towards me. Even with the moonlight, I couldn't really make out what it was, but at that moment, I thought it was like a wolf or something. I ran inside, locked the doors, turned out the light, and ran into my bedroom. I spent the rest of the night underneath my blankets and muttering prayers to myself. In the morning, I told my dad about the animal I had saw outside last night, and he had only found some scratches on the wood on the porch.
Say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
Let's get weird then. I'm an Appalachian Mountain native, and I think she is too. I'm from a small town in West Virginia, so I'm basically smack dab in the middle. And based on something I seen years ago, I am fully convinced and will always be convinced we have families of feral people living in these mountains. And I don't mean living in these mountains as in a town, a holler, in civilization. I think there are people who were born in these mountains and will remain in these mountains and have no civilization to them at all. Years ago, I was four-wheeling with one of my boyfriends at the time, and we end up in an area I am not familiar with, I have never been to, and I end up back in the woods a lot further than I would like to be. It's the edge of dark, and we get back through there, and we're looking for a place to turn around. We run up on an area that had been cleared off, and I thought, well, that's weird. And then I look over, and I see what appears to be a playhouse, like a child's playhouse. And if you've ever seen the pink and purple playhouses that were made of wood and were really nice, that kind of all the girls wanted when we were really little, that's about the size it was. Wasn't any taller than maybe 5 foot tall, and that's about the dimensions I would put it at. But it was made out of sticks and logs and like just kind of whatever somebody could find. And again, I thought, that's weird. That's an odd place to put a playhouse because there was nothing around. And as I'm sitting there looking at it, people start peeking out the windows. And again, this house is not 5 foot tall. And I've spot probably at least 5 people looking out what I would call windows of this house. Wild looking people. Now, I peeled my ass out of there. I don't want to know how long they've been there. I don't want to know how they're surviving there. I don't want to know what they're eating, what they're consuming. I don't want to know. And as a native, I think a lot of us have heard the stories of the mountain people, of the people who do live in these mountains, and the people that go missing in the Appalachian Mountains and they're never found again. And it's always chalked up to, well, they went into an abandoned mine and they got in there and got stuck and died, or an animal got them, or they fell into a hole, or something like that. But what if it's not that and it's something more sinister? What if it's like a real life Hills Have Eyes situation? Because let's be real about it. The Appalachian Mountains are so dense that there's absolutely a possibility that families can live in these mountains and never be discovered. And everybody's always scared of the urban legends, you know, the haint and everything else that comes with that. I don't have a single fear for any of that. I've heard the noises that come out of these mountains, and there's been so much happening in these mountains. There absolutely is, you know, spiritual things in these mountains. I'm more scared of the people that could be living in these mountains, that have no laws, that don't know right from wrong. I have never tried to go back to that area. I will never try to go back to that area. If there's one thing that put fear into me, it would be that. And I can't be the only one that's ever seen it, because then you wouldn't have all of the stories of the mountain people. So maybe look up urban legends about it. Maybe look up YouTube videos or something and see what you can find out about it. I've never looked into it because I don't want to look into it. You wanted me to get weird? I got weird.
The dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here. Get ready to go to bed myself. What the fuck is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
What the fuck is outside?
What the fuck? Too scared to open my door.
Come here. Come here. Come here. What the fuck? Come here. Come here. What I told you. Come here. Fuck.
The reason I had to move out of my flat. I was home alone.
Then what's your name then?
I really think this might be the scariest.